Welcome back, students. This is your Dean, Count Xevious. Today, I am with Spleen Lejeune, going to walk you guys all through the regionals winning run of Made. He is currently ranked 57th in the world and is running, let's just say, a spicy team with Milotic and Venusaur. Venusaur is an amazing mon, but you don't exactly see it a lot in regionals, but it definitely has a lot of play with its grass poison typing and a lot of coverage and a lot of damage. All right, that's it. Let's get into the video.
Yeah, and especially is using the Deoxys Lickitung core, which is very powerful in this. You have very few mons in this cup that are able to break this core, so it's going to be important for his opponent to find a way to counter this powerful core. Let's move to round one. He's playing against Enners, who is running Deoxys, Nidoqueen, Castform, Shadow, Obama, Snow, Mew, and Ninetales. Any thoughts on your side, Abby?
I think Noctowl is actually pretty good against Mate's team. He'll have to bring definitely his Rainy Castform and Defense Deoxys if he really wants to check Noctowl. But I guess game one he's going to, let's say, feel out how the opponent is going to play. And what I also see is Licky as is very good safe spot potential against Henner's team too.
Yeah, I'm totally agreeing on the fact that the Snowy Castform looks very good and only has to be afraid of the regular Castform and of the Defense Deoxys, of course, with the counter damage.
All right, Lickitung into Defense Deoxys. This is a decent lead for Henners, but he's going to come out of this matchup with the Defense Deoxys deep into the red in a potential farm down situation.
Yeah, exactly. And interestingly as well, Made is not running the Snowy Castform, going with the Shadow K9 instead, so probably predicting the Obama Snow, or maybe he wants to Psyshock a potential Nidoqueen as well.
A shield coming up from Henners, that was surprising, and throwing the Psycho Boost a bit too early. Now, I think this Body Slam is going to put him in the yellow, and he's going to get a lot of licks through. This would not have happened had he thrown the Psyshock a little bit later. He is now one shield down, and this is potentially going to be a Defense Deoxys farm down. Henner's Deoxys is debuffed, so this is not going to do as much damage as he would want it to.
Yeah, and I think definitely the play is to farm down. Made still has 2 shield right now, and here comes the Mew. And it's going to be interesting to see the moveset this Mew is run.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wow, Henner's committing another shield. That is really surprising. At this point, I think Made might want to just come in with the Ninetales because he is expecting something that's weak. Oh wow, is he going for the overheat? Oh my god, no.
I think it's another Dragon Claw here coming from the Mew. Yes, Made Shield, and now he's running over it, and wow, there is the Obama Snow in the back, and this is looking very good for Made at this stage.
It's a Shadow Obama Snow. Shadow Obama Snow cannot deal with anything from a Shadow Ninetales, and that Weather Ball took it out, and this Mew is going to get punished for using all its shields.
Exactly, and the Mew, we only saw Dragon Claw, so it's probably running Dragon Claw Wild Charge. So even with this moveset, the K9 has like a very positive, let's say, matchup. Of course, you need to be afraid of the Wild Charge, but the Mew is not dealing super effective damage to you, and those Weather Balls, they are coming pretty fast. Let's move to game 2, and we have a Venusaur into the Mew, so a good lead for Made this time, and safe swap from Enners into the Defense Deoxys.
Yeah, Made being really smart here. His only real answer for the Defense Deoxys is his Defense Deoxys. So at this point, what he wants to do is either he wants to chip at the Defense Deoxys or get a shield advantage and go into the safe swap matchup. It's a clever thing to do because Defense Deoxys versus Defense Deoxys, the one with the energy advantage wins. so it's always better to chip it down.
Yeah, exactly. I think that throwing this frenzy is going to come handy in this matchup, grabbing a shield, because now Made is pretty sure to come out either with shield advantage or with switch. Throwing here another rock slide.
Yeah, I think at this point he can shield it once and farm down the defense Deoxys. He will come out with, let's say, a rock slide. Oh, going for a Psycho Boost. He will come out with a Psycho Boost or very close to Psycho Boost, and he can definitely throw something at the Mew, which I presume is going to come now.
Yeah, exactly. And the Mew is going to come down, but will he shield the rock slide? No, this time no shield. But now the Mew is loaded. But if he's running Dragonflow Wild Charge, this is going to be pretty easy to deal with the Venusaur.
Oh wow, it's a Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen, yes, is a poison type, but it's also a part ground type. And Frenzy Plant hurts, doesn't matter where it comes from. Even if it's neutral, it's gonna hurt. Shields up. Oh wow.
Shielding, and he's going to take this Poison Fang and swap out to the Milotic. So as you are saying, very spicy pick here, but having some play here with the Surf that is going to do super effective damage to the Nidoqueen, and is running Blizzard for the nuke.
Yeah, Blizzard nuke is going to do a lot of damage, and I understand why it's there. It's for coverage against, let's say, Abomasnow or some flyers that you might see in this meta.
Yeah, and this Surf might be enough to KO, or yes, it's enough to KO. So we move to round 2, where he's going to play against Diagrawa. Running Medicham, Shadow Snorlax, Shadow Gliscor, Quillfish, Noctowl, and Mew. So again, a pretty spicy team with Quillfish that we don't see that often in the Venture Cup. So your thoughts here, Count?
Well, surprisingly, Venusaur looks really, really good here. I think the only real counter for Venusaur is the Noctowl. Everything else is playable for the Venusaur.
Yeah, totally agreeing. So even if the Medicham, the Gliscor have some coverage, let's say against the Venusaur, it makes Venusaur a very good safe swap, I think, for Mate. Or if you can bait out the Noctowl, Venusaur can clean most of the backline. So let's find out how Mate played it.
Deoxys lead into a Mew. This is, let's say, a negative lead as long as the Mew can handle the wild for the wild charge. Wow, going into the Milotic, that is really surprising, especially if the Mew is running wild charge. This is gonna do a lot of damage.
Oh, and shielding the wild charge, and this swapping to the Quillfish. And Diagrawa is in a very good spot here right now, because this Quillfish is going to resist the Surf, but he shields.
Yeah, I guess he does not know that Hyper Beam or Blizzard Hyper Beam takes a longer time. Oh my god, that Sludge Wave.
Sludge did a massive damage to the Milotic. And yeah, he's in a pretty tricky spot right now. Obviously, the Psycho Boost is going to do super effective to the Quillfish. Will we see a shield? No shield, and swapping directly to the Lickitung as soon as he's going to be able for the Mew coming back.
Okay, this is a neutral matchup, to be honest. I think if you don't have a fighting type nuke on the Medicham, Lickitung Medicham matchup is fairly, let's say, neutral for both parties, because Body Slam is neutral and counter is super effective, but it doesn't add up as much. And Ice Punch is non-stab move, and Lickitung is so thick. You really need to be hitting the Lickitung with the big psychic nukes.
Yeah, with the dynamic punch you mean. But
Yes,
yeah,
but I'm presuming that he's running a psychic.
yeah, definitely he's probably running Ice Punch Psychic and barely surviving. And now let's say the Deoxys will be able to farm down this Medicham. It's going to be a nice punch here. It's going to do some chip damage and swapping into the new right now.
Oh man, that's a bit early. Is Diagrava going for the Dragon Claw, straight Dragon Claw? Which I think. Oh man, I don't think that was the move, but he does have a shield, which I understand why he's going straight Dragon Claw. It might be able to finish this game.
Oh my god. I'm going for the Psycho Boost here. This should be enough to KO, but Willy will be able to KO the Medi. Yes. Very nicely played by Made here.
Very well played.
And we are in game 2 of round 2, and this time Diagrawa leading with the Shadow Gliscor. That's pretty spice.
Exactly, and they both should have gotten to the move at the same time, but oh wow, that is really unfortunate. Getting the swap on and catching it on the Milotic. Oh.
And he's running. Throwing here the Surf into the Medicham, and we noticed as well on the Gliscor is running Wing Attack and not Fury Cutter, so he has, let's say, a less dominant matchup against the Deoxys.
Yeah, exactly, and I think either ways. The Shadow one. Oh wow, not shooting the Medicham. Is he going to lose switch at this point? Because this Ice Punch, I'm not sure whether it's enough to kill the Milotic.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough to KO, and those Dragon Tails, they are clenching away.
Yeah, I think at this point, what the only play I see is coming back and farming down, and yeah, that's great. But this Lickitung is going to be able to soak whatever. This Gliscor is going to be able to throw at it, and he does not throw a move.
Yeah, probably trying to build to Earthquake and throw the Earthquake, and he swaps into the Deoxys to catch the move here. And it's only a Night Slash. And now going into the new.
I think this game is going to be really close. This Mew cannot afford to shield because it needs to save its health for the Lickitung. It definitely needs to throw, but getting greedy, going for the farm down, and he now has to commit a shield for this Psycho Boost coming its way.
Yeah, exactly. And at this stage, right now, we have a full health. Lickitung probably not going to shield and keep his shield in case the Gliscor has an Earthquake. And is he going to shield this Wild Charge? Yes.
Oh wow, going back-to-back Wild Charge. At that point, what I would have probably looked at is bait with Dragon Claw and trying to finish off. And this Gliscor has a Night Slash available, but this Night Slash is not going to be able to do a lot of damage to this Lickitung.
Yeah, unfortunately, Night Slash is not enough to KO this Thick Boy. And this Body Slam is going to seal the deal in round 2, and allowing May to go through to round 3. And we are moving to round 3, where Made is going to face someone you should probably know, the Nut 93, and is running as well the Lickitung and the Milotic. Any thoughts on the team, Dean?
I had actually the pleasure to play against this team while I was practicing, and it is a very strong team. How it's usually played is you lead Dragel, get some energy up on it, and then it's basically a false lead. And let's see how he places that.
Yeah, exactly. and made leading with the Lickitung into the Milotic. So both players having Milotic. This is going to be interesting. Obviously, trying to catch the Power Whip on the Lickitung here.
That was very well calculated, but Made, being patient, did not throw the Power Whip onto the Lickitung. This is now suddenly a good matchup for Made because the Lickitung is a little bit more chipped down, and this Deoxys is going to be able to win the swap back comfortably.
Yeah, exactly. And at this stage, it can tank the 2-body slam and farm down with the Deoxys.
Okay, counter that. Oh my god!
That's where IVs come into place, and the XL Lickitung grabbing swap here against the Deoxys.
But this would just mean that the other Lickitung is going to get a lot more farm, and even if it's a Primate at the back, I do not think it can tank 2 body slams.
Oh, we see there is K9 and the not answering to the Milotic with mirror here,
which is, I think, very smart here. He knows that the Milotic has a lot of energy stored, and at this point, Made is just going to let this Milotic go, which is what I would do basically, trying to CMP Tether and Made with CMP.
Yeah, exactly, and tanking the Surf. Now let's see. He's probably going to tank this Surf and grab even more energy with the Lickitung. Oh, actually it doesn't KO, but it's going to be a back-to-back Surf, so it's going to be enough to KO Made Milotic.
Man, this is still going to be really close. Lickitung is fairly thick, but it is a Shadow Ninetales, and this Shadow Ninetales can put a lot of work. But he made these 2 shields up, and the only win condition for the nut is to farm down a Lickitung, which is near impossible.
Yeah, it's going to be rough for sure here. Oh, barely surviving, and yeah, and Made wins this first game with 2 shields. It's worth noting. So curious to see how the Nut is going to adapt, and is leading again with the Lickitung, and this time Made is leading with the Venusaur. So pretty neutral matchup here, even if those frenzy plant are going to hurt, of course.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna hurt, but I think if you have an XL Licky, you are in a position where you can get to 2 body slams to take out this Venusaur.
Yeah, tanking his first body slam, and exactly reaching the second body slam. So Will Made shield. He does.
Shield comes up, and let's say he does know that he will be able to outpace the Lickitung to the 3rd body slam. Body slam, you need 12 licks, and the 3rd move on Venusaur only takes 10 turns. So yeah, he will have outpaced if it's a one shield slam.
And Made going, they're not going for the shield advantage here, and coming with the Noctowl to farm down this Venusaur.
All right, that frenzy plant did a lot of damage to the Noctowl. It is a thick boy.
Yeah, frenzy is so it's such a broken move here. But the Noctowl could grab some energy here, and the Nut still has 2 shield. Of course, this Rock Slide is going to do some very nice damage if it goes unshielded, but the shield comes out.
Well, I'm surprised what is at the back, because putting let's say Noctowl in this negative matchup doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, coming in with my logic and going to have to take this Psycho Boost in its face.
Yeah, taking the Psycho Boost, and now Made swapping into his own Milotic here, and the Nut is building
the sneak.
Oh, and wow, hyper beaming the Milotic. This is going to be huge. Grabbing the second match with the hyper beam. Wow.
Very well played there, noticing his spin condition and pushing it through.
Yeah, and let's move to this game 3. That's going to be decisive with the Milotic into Deoxys lead.
I think this is fairly neutral, especially when the different Deoxys is not carrying a Thunderbolt. Milotic is super thick. People really underestimate how tanky the Pokemon is. But this Psycho Boost is potentially going to almost KO this Milotic.
Yeah, barely, and he can just counter
Oh,
down.
wow! He should have had a move there, and Milotic goes down with a move. That is so unfortunate. And Lickitung coming in with the Milotic immediately when on seeing the Lickitung the mate doesn't want to give the Lickitung any energy advantage.
Yeah, exactly. And here he's doing some nice damage. He's going to shield. Let's find out if it's a bait. Yes, it is. Body slam bait. But this Surf is going to do some nice damage if it goes unshielded. It doesn't.
Oh wow! He lets us Surf through. This is surprising because there is still a. Oh my god! That's a lot of commitment. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, catching here the Sky Attack into the Deoxys. That could be huge. Oh, and throwing this Psycho Boost.
I think that Sky Attack was undercharged and it probably is going to cost him the match. At this point, I think Lickitung is still going to have a difficult time beating this Ninetales, so definitely needs to chip down with the Milotic.
Yeah, exactly. And this Surf is probably going to grab the last shield. Yes, indeed. And he will have to throw the combination of the Sack Swap, Undercharge, and Psycho Boost might have been the game changer here.
I think the Nut did predict Maid's backline Pokemon, but it's unfortunate for him that Deoxys was able to get to that move. Yeah, ideally it shouldn't have, but it is really unfortunate. And yes, the licks are being resisted by Ninetales, but unfortunately body slams do add up, and the Lickitung is going to be a little bit too thick for the Ninetales. Oh, trying to catch here.
Catch. Whoa. But I think he needs still to reach 2 Sky Attacks, so this is going to be a very close. So really, who is going to reach? Oh, and it's the Lickitung that it's going to reach his charge move first, and this body slam should be enough to KO.
No.
Ooh, plus the leak, so very close round 3, and made it in a way, going through the nut here in round 3. Let's move to round 4, and he's going to play another familiar face, Gianni 4-3-2-1, who is running as well the Lickitung, the Medicham, your boy, Rainy Castform, Gliscor, Noctowl, and Snowy Castform. So very interesting team here on Gianni's side. Any thoughts?
It's a very balanced team, but still Venusaur is going to do a lot of damage here. Yes, Rainy Castform is a nice type, but it does not resist any of the moves that Venusaur is going to throw at it, and it's going to do so much damage.
Yeah, he still has the Noctowl, and depending on the moveset of the Gliscor, but indeed Venusaur has some nice neutral matchup against Gianni's team. I do think as well that the Lickitung Mates team looks pretty nice as well, and leading with the Shadow K9 into the Gliscor, and this time it's a Puricator Gliscor.
Yeah, I think this is let's say a positive-ish matchup for the Gliscor. but since it's a shadow, it's still going to do a lot of damage. And as the Gliscor, you definitely want to try to land the Earthquake to kill this Ninetales.
Yeah, and Gianni baiting with the Night Slash and swapping into the Lickitung this time. And Made is going for the big nuke here, the overhit. Will we see a shield? Probably not.
Oh, calling the overheat there. That is so good.
Calling the overhit was huge on Gianni's side. And now Made coming with the Deoxys into the Lickitung.
Definitely. And it was really unfortunate, I guess, at the start of the game where the Ninetales' Fire Spin went through before the Gliscor could get start its one turn Saswell. But it looks like it's synced up again. This is going to be super close. The Deoxys is going to be forced to throw here, and either the Lickitung shields or it goes down.
Yeah, they're choosing to go down, and he's going to come with the Medicine here. So probably going back into the Ninetales. Oh, and swapping into the Gliscor, going for the Night Slash here. Oh, getting boost.
Ooh, man, that is critical. But Mate is being very smart. He saved a Weather Ball.
Yeah, so all he has to do is to try to force a shield on the Medicham.
Exactly, and I think he needs to predict. Okay, he shields it correctly. Calls a Psychic.
Calling the Psychic here. Huge call on Mate's side.
Oh wow, shielding up the Body Slam, that is surprising. If it was me, I would have saved the shield for, let's say, anything from the Ninetales, because that was definitely gonna hurt more than Body Slam is. But this again is the problem with Medicham, is that if you're not running a fighting type move in it, you're pretty much going to get hard punished by Lickitung, and this Ninetales is going to win the CMP against the Medicham and take this match.
Yeah, very nicely played by Made, as you were saying, saving some move here on the K9 before swapping out, and that came handy in this game one. So game two is leading with Milotic into the Gliscor. So say a neutral matchup, but I think that this Surf is going to do some massive damage if it goes unshielded.
Exactly, it's a neutral matchup because of the fact that the Earthquake is going to do a lot of damage if the Milotic gets hit by it.
Oh, and Made calling the Earthquake. Wow, this is going to be huge.
Oh wow, that's a bit unfortunate. Now going for the Night Slash, and Made is not going shielded. He will definitely now try to get some extra farm on there.
And trying to catch the Surf into the Lickitung here, but we saw already earlier that Made is patient before throwing, and he's going to reach a second Surf here on the Lickitung, so doing some nice chip damage.
Yeah, I think that's something that's very, very nice about Made, is that he's been very patient. He's not thrown moves in when there could be a potential sack swap. He's done that consistently through the entire game, and that's something that's really, it's a very good skill to have.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's winning him some games, so it's good to learn from that. This Lickitung can definitely tank this power whip here, and he's coming back with the Gliscor.
Oh wow, that is a CMP, but this Night Slash is not going to hurt the Lickitung.
Yeah, and it was not. Yeah.
I thought he pressed the Body Slam, but he didn't. Unfortunately, either it didn't get registered or it was not CMP. So that's great for Made, because now he can have some energy left on this Lickitung.
Yeah, he has some energy left on the Lickitung, and here comes the Medicham, and he's answering directly with the K9, throwing this Weather Ball.
Being very consistent there, trying to make sure that he doesn't get any counter sneaking in, throwing at 5th Fire Spin, which is which is very smart. And again, Janny not going for the bait through the Medicham. Oh, he catches it. That's a catch.
Catching.
Yes.
This is very nicely played. And here comes the Medicham, but he needs to oh, it's going to be a very, very, very close game. But
if the Medicham does not have an Ice Punch Stone, the Lickitung is going to lick it down.
Yeah, but he still has as well the Milotic. Yeah, and the leak is enough to KO and allowing May to go through this round as well. So it's really putting some hard work made, and he's going to play in the final against another undefeated player, Leandro. So another familiar face for us and for the people who are following this channel, running what I will call a double spider strat. That's pretty spicy, right?
Yeah, it is really spicy. But it's like this. If you look at both of their teams, it's like for Made, the fire type, Ninetales is going to be very critical, and for Leandro, Swampert is going to have to do a lot of damage because let's say the only real Swampert answer in Made's team is Venusaur, and Ninetales is going to do well against both the Spooters, the Ready Castform, and also it can, if you land the overheat on the Deoxys, do a lot of damage and potentially pick up that match too.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well the Lickitung, because of the power whip, has some play against Leandro's team, of course. And I really like the Swampert pick. If you look at the Venture Cup meta in those, and if you are still ahead your regionals, with the rise of poison types in the meta, Mons having access to ground typing such as Swampert are very interesting because they resist those poison type attacks. So it's something to consider for you, either running ground type Pokemon or trying to build your team so that you can counter ground type Pokemons or something like Swampert or Whiscash, for example. Let's move to the game. And it's a Deoxys into Ariados. So let's say pretty favorable here for Leandro because you are resisting the counter and is catching this cross poison into the Lickitung. Oh, and it's a lunge.
It's a lunge. Yeah, it was definitely lunge. This is actually really good because now this Deoxys can potentially farm down without having to be afraid of this body slams coming in. It's a debuff Lickitung, so this is very favorable for Leandro.
Yeah, and taking care of this Lickitung is huge for Leandro.
Yeah, this body slam is not going to do as much damage, and he can definitely get out of here with, I think, a Rock Slide or a Psycho Boost stored up.
Yeah, coming back with the defense Deoxys here.
Yeah,
and
I think that was a play because coming back with the Ninetales would have been a really big problem.
Yeah, definitely. And at this stage, I've made is really hoping that the Swampert is not in the back because with the K9 and the Deoxys, that will be a game lost, let's say. But he's coming back with the Ariados.
Yeah, I think this is fine, but as long as the Ariados can tank a move. But whoa, this Psycho Boost is still going to do quite a bit of damage to it. And he has to shield at this point.
Tanking the Rock Slide, and oh wow, and Maid swapping into the K9 and Leandro answering with the Castform. So it's going to be let's say a more favorable matchup to the Castform because those Rock Weather Ball are going to do some super effective damage, but Maid still has 2 shield and just not shielding the first one. That's huge.
Yeah, at this point, I think Mate is in the driver's seat because his Ninetales can clean up the backline, basically.
shielding here, and CMP tying, so very well played by Made. He's going to use his last shield. Oh, and aggressively swapping into the Ariados, but Made quickly enough to catch in this cross poison this time, and he's going to. Oh, unfortunately, he will not be able to down the Deoxys, and this is going to KO the Ariados, and unfortunately the counters damage are going to add up into the Castform. Let's see how the both player try to adapt in game 2, and this time Leandro leading with the Swampert.
Yeah, and as if you were Made, this is the best time you want to. This is a matchup you want if you're Made, because his backline is not that great against the Swampert.
Yeah, and psycho boosting and swapping into the Lickitung here, baiting out the opposing Deoxys.
Yeah, it's really difficult in this meta to beat an XL Lickitung, unfortunately. And as you have been seeing throughout, let's say, this tournament, that people are using it as a safe swap against counter users and still getting away with it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was really something. The offense Deoxys Lickitung core is so powerful in this meta. So if you have access to those 2 months, definitely try to build around, because that's a very powerful core. Coming back with the Deoxys right now, but the Swampert is loaded on energy. Probably, I think he has like 2 Hydro Cannons.
Yep, definitely. He's gonna go back to back or saving Hydro Cannon. Oh my god, this Ninetales is gonna just shred through Leandro's lineup.
Yeah, probably is going to be able to farm down here. But this cross poison, if it goes unshielded, is going to put it in the red. So he decides to shield. Now he's going to throw this weather ball, but frankly, the Ariados is doing much better than expected here.
Exactly, it is much more bulkier. Ariados at this level is at level 36 or 38, and that's quite bulky already, and it's doing a very commendable job here.
Yeah, will he shield and farm down? Yes, it does. Shield, and this is going to. Ooh.
Oh no!
Nice swap, and oh wow, and this Psycho Boost is going to be enough to take this game, and that's a sweep for Made. So a very impressive performance, and we really saw some very high level games here today, Jim.
And it's official. Made is the regional champion for South of Germany.
Yep, and he is going to play then in Continentals. So I really hope you like this content. Don't forget to subscribe, to comment, to like this video, and to stay tuned, as we are going to come back very soon with more content. Bye, students.
Ciao.